Hey YouTube, it's Mrlubufu, and I was watching bsmith0430's latest video that came out. It's a rant on the latest bannings in Modern, and I want to do a counter rant. I completely respect his opinion. I see that a lot, especially the Zoo players, are those that dislike this the most. And I myself am a combo player in Modern, so this is why I have a different opinion. So I mean this in the kindest sense, and I mean it as like the other side to the Modern story. I see where you're coming from, and the understanding of having the coddle and punishing fire burned are understandable. For those of you who don't know, check out, I'll put a link to his video in the description. He describes quite well what he describes mostly he describes Punishing Fire quite well, because it was Punishing Fire and Grove of the Burnt Willows, and you'd consistently have shock every turn for one colorless and red. You'd be gaining them one life, and then you'd have a shock available. And then he kind of doesn't describe Nicodle so well, because he always says Nicodle's a 2/2, and Nicodle's always a 3/3 in Zoo. Because of the combination of the fetches and the shock lands, you always had turn 3 Nicodle, or turn 2 3/3 Nicodle if you didn't start with Hierarch. And it's not a blocker. Zoo is beat down, so it wasn't about. So he used to say, you play Nicodle as a 2/2 blocker. No, you're playing Nicodle as a 3/3 attacker to help set up for when you put down a Tarmogoyf, for example. Just sucks, that card's so expensive. Anyway, so check it out. I'll put a link to his video in the description. I just wanted to give my counter rant now. So let's start with Punishing Fire. Punishing Fire, Grove of the Burnt Willows was an insane combo. But it was really boring. Once you had it out, it led to some, I watched at Worlds, there was a Modern game going on, and it came down to, both players having the Grove and Punishing Fire one, and they had to think through, and that was actually, it was a good match to watch, but it was just broken. Consistently having shock in a format that because of Zoo was so creature depending. Zoo kind of was the peak of the aggro. People were trying Affinity, and it's not good enough. People were trying what's another good aggro. It was lots of varieties of Zoo. Pretty much all of them were in the Coddle and Goyfs, but you splash for Goyf, is that good? So what they did is, I think that I got on a tangent. Anyway, banning the Punishing Fire, they had to get rid of combos, because this is the problem. This is a new format, right? So they have to immediately get rid of, anything that's too insane. They don't want what happens where there's a deck. They want to have multiple. So you see that the first wave of bannings are preemptive based on what was going to happen. So the artifact lands, for example, just to make sure Infinity wasn't stupidly broken. Arcbound Ravager, I'm pretty sure was there. They banned. There's a ton more that I always forget. I'm pretty sure they banned they banned Emrakul at a later point. They banned Cloud Post. That not initially. So they had their initial bans where they knew things were just going to be unfair, and that there were certain degenerate combos that would be stupid, and they want to have an engaging format. And then the next waves come after every tournament, which they are a bit heavy-handed because they really want to encourage a different format. They're kind of smushing this in to start replacing Extended. And they don't want to have degenerate decks. Yeah. So I think the Punishing Fire was a good one, because it essentially gave all red a huge advantage, or any Grove of the Burnt Willows deck. So specifically Zoo had another tool. And for the Nicodle thing, I'm kind of 50-50 on this one. The problem is because of the speed of Zoo, especially the speed of Nicodle, you had just a strong, consistent attacker. If you didn't play out Noble Hierarch, you had a strong consistent attacker that got in there for 3, turn 2, and it's, you know, Nakado's been played every format it can, and I think that Zoo was just a little too good on the aggressive side for Wizards. They didn't want any, you know, they don't want an aggressive deck that's holding everything back. So much like how Cloud Post, right? You couldn't beat a deck that couldn't beat Cloud Post, and because Cloud Post was the way it was, Control had major issues. So I think that because of Zoo, it was also pushing down some of the control-y decks. Just like how they banned Splinter Twin, right? The Splinter Twin deck came out of nowhere, but it was absolutely insane. It was too good. So they want to ease up and start flowing through this. The ban list is a little long, but I mean, I think it's all for the best to try and build an engaging format. Yeah, so this was my mini counter rant. Check out bsmith0430, and thank you guys for watching, and peace.